Good day everyone. In this video I'll be showing you how to install and configure DHCP and also DNS on Windows Server 2008. So DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. So before I go into the installation and configuration of DHCP, I want you to understand the DHCP a little more. So here, let's see how DHCP works. The client issues a DHCP broadcast to find a DHCP server. The DHCP server answers with an offer of an IP address. So the DHCP will go into the pool and see that, alright, I have this IP address here available, and will tell the client that, alright, this is what I have to offer. And the client will request it with the DHCP request for the IP address. And then the DHCP server sends back an acknowledgement confirming that yes, the client can use this IP address, and the client will be assigned the IP address. So with that being said, let's go back into our video. So first we're going to Server Manager. You can go into Server Manager from here, or you can also go into your administrative tools and go down to Server Manager. Next we go on to roles. Then we go and click add roles. Then you click next. You can take a read here before you start. You click next. You click on to DHCP server, and then you click next again. Also take a read here. That's basically telling you about DHCP, make you understand it a little more. You click that, then you click next here. Network connection bindings. Well, here it basically enables you to configure DHCP onto other server clients, devices, on other networks, on other IP networks. Once you have other additional networks configured or connected, yeah, but whereas I just only have one, I will click next. Here we will be able to specify DNS settings that will be assigned to our client devices. Well, as you can see in the preferred DNS server tab here, sometimes people might be into a loopback address, so you will have to change it back into your DNS IP address and then click validate. Also for alternate DNS server, well, in this case I'm not using it, so I wouldn't need to type it in here or anything like that. I click next. Wins are not really common anymore, but before it was the YPRE Windows 2000 operating system which reserved the net bias names to IP addresses, but we wouldn't be using it, so you'll just be able to click next. So the DHCP scopes, here's where you set the IP address range for the computers. So you go into add, and for the sake of this tutorial I will just put scope 1 as my name, and I will start my IP address from 192.168.556.103. I would have used 101, but I would just feel comfortable using 103. And then I will end it off at 192.168.56.253 again. Well, I would have put it for 254, but I will exempt them. No, I will put it as 254. I'm a subnet mask at 255.255.255.0. I wouldn't put anything as my gateway, and here is the lease. So this is like how long you'll be assigned the IP address, and if the client don't come to update or something like that, after 6 days it will be back into the pool and any other network could use it. Same thing if you put after 8 hours. Make sure that it is activate and we click OK. Then we click next. We disable DHCP version 6 because we are not dealing with it. So we click next again. So here the DHCP must be authorized before it can be used. So this is to prevent unknown DHCP servers being added to the network and causing problems. So all we can really do here is just click next, and here give you an overlook of everything we did. You can print, email, or save this information. After that, you just click install. So after it finished install, what we do is close X of this, and we go to start and we restart it. So we finished, restarted, and now we just need to open our server manager. Click on roles, click onto DHCP server. You could also click onto your server, expand IP version 4, expand your scope. I'm gonna open this so you can see it a little better. And we go into your address pool. In your address pool, you'll see that the range that we set up at first, and also in your address pool you can right click and exclude certain ranges. So say like I want to exclude 8 digits, 8 IP addresses, sorry. I'll type in that IP address 192.168.56, and I will type in 103, sorry, 8, I'll type in 56, then I'll go over here and type in 103, then I'll type in 192.168.56, and I will type in 1110, and you'll notice that these range has been excluded, right? Let me go over to your list, the address list. In the address list, it basically shows you the devices we should currently list the IP address to, but currently we have none, so I wouldn't be able to do anything here. Reservation. So now we're going to open the command prompt. Basically, reserve certain IP address for certain devices. You see, most likely now I'm going to type in IP and config. Only way you could reserve an IP address is if you put, as you can see, if you look down to version client IP version 4 address, you'll notice that it's started at 111. Remember earlier in the video that we reserved, you can we reserve, I'm not sure, but there's no other way to my knowledge that you can 110. Reserve it. This is the reason why this IP address started at 111. The scope option allows you to specify additional network configuration settings to our client go into my devices. Remember that we define our DNS server. This one is also, and notice that there's scope option and there's server option. Any IP address server option over is 110. It's to all the scope. And yes, this IP address starts to the scope option is to the individual scope itself. IP address version 4. So if you had a router, for example, you could right click and configure it. This comes to the end. We go on to the 003. DHCP. We type in, for example, the router's number. To DNS. Let's this router on my network. So I'll put into 192.168.56.101, and we'll click add, and then we'll click OK, and you'll notice that we just added the next scope option. So I open up 2 clients, and my first step is to go to a network sharing center. First on this one, I choose this one. You could use any one, it don't have to be in the same order, but I went at this one first. I'm going to view status. Let me just type in my administrative password. Then go into IP version 4 and we change your IP address to automatically, and you change your DNS server to automatically. And we click OK. We'll give it some time to locate and stuff. So by the time we'll go across to my next client and do the same thing. Go back into IP version 4. We click it on to automatically, and we click back onto automatically, and we click OK. Click OK. So while this one now is obtaining through DHCP, I will go on my command prompt. So now we're going to open the command prompt. I don't know that is CMD. I'm going to just open it up on my screen to see. Now I'm going to type in IP config. And as you can see, if you look down to IP version 4 address, you'll notice that it started at 111. Remember earlier in the video that we reserved 103 to 110. This is the reason why this IP address started at 111. Now, if I go over to this one, this client, and I go into my command prompt, this one is also supposed to start at any IP address over 110. So let's see. And yes, this IP address started at 112. IP address version 4 address started at 112. So this comes to the end of DHCP, and now we are going to move on to DNS. Stay tuned. So in this part of the tutorial, we'll be looking at DNS, domain name services, and in DNS we'll be looking at how to install DNS onto a Windows 2008 server. So first we'll go over to the start menu, then we'll go over to administrative tools, and then we'll click onto DNS. So as you can see, mine have already been created here, but in this video we'll really be looking at the forward lookup zone and the reverse lookup zone. So even though mine has been created, I will go through the forward lookup zone and how to configure it. So we'll right click on forward lookup zone and click new zone, we click next, and then you'll click on to primary zone, which is at the default, so you'll just be able to click next. Also, we'll leave this in the middle to all DNS servers in the domain, and we'll click next. Then we'll type in our zone name, mine is Devon.com, and then we'll click next again. And for the sake of this tutorial, I will select the middle, allow both non-secure and secure dynamic updates, and then I click next again. But because mine has already been created, if I do click finish, it would not work because it already exists. So, but this was just to show you how to configure it. But after doing so, you then will start to see a start of authority and name servers and some couple of hosts. Then we'll move over to the reverse lookup zone and we'll do the same thing. So right click on reverse lookup zone and we click new zone. We click next. We'll leave it at the default primary zone and we click next again. We'll leave it at the default to all DNS servers in the domain, in this domain, and we click next again. Here will be different, so you have to click IP version 4 reverse lookup zone, or if you are dealing with IP version 6, then you will be able to click that and you could configure that. But I will be using IP version 4, so I'll click that and we'll click next. So here you just need to type in the first 3 octets of your IP address. So mine will be my bad. I'm going to, and as you can see, it already gave me a reverse name. So you then click next, and as I said before, you click the middle one. Allow both non-secure and secure dynamic updates. And then we click finish. As you can see, we just created a reverse lookup zone. So our next step is to make a host name, or other known as an A record. And what is a host name / A record? A host name / A record maps the IP address to the domain name of the computer hosting the domain services. And how do we do this? We go onto the domain and we right click and we click add host. We'll give this a name. Our name is my server 1, and then you add your IP address. Mine is and then we'll click create associated pointer PTR record and we add and we click done. So our next step is to make a CNAME. And to give you some quick information about CNAME, other known as a canonical name. And what is a canonical name? A canonical name is a type of DNS record that maps an alias name to a true or a canonical domain name. A canonical record are typically used to map a subdomain such as www or mail to the domain hosting the subdomain's content. So how we do this? So we go back over to a domain and we right click and we will go over to new CNAME, new alias, and we'll click on it. So here you type in www and then you click browse, then you click on your server, you click on to forward lookup zone, then you go over to devon.com, then you scroll down and look for server. Well, mine was server 1, then you click OK, and then you click OK again. So if you go over to the domain, you notice that your CNAME has been added here. Now, one final thing to make sure that we set up everything correctly is just to do a final check. So we right click here, and you could click launch NS lookup, and it will open a command prompt, or you could go back into the command prompt and type in NS lookup here, and you'll notice that the default server1.devon.com and the address. Even if I do type in server1.com, .devon.com, it's supposed to pop up as well. And even if I just type in devon.com, the address will still pop up and server name and so forth. So this comes to the end of DNS and DHCP. Thank you for watching. I hope it was informative. Thanks.